aliens and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of aliens?
Weirdos out there in weirdo land. How the heck is everybody doing? It's me, Jay Bird, your host with your other hosts, Denny's, Beckett, and our Vickie is not here tonight. I'm not sure why she's not here. I think it's some kind of obligation, I believe.
Yeah, she had a scheduling conflict.
She had a prior obligation.
And that's okay. That's going to happen. You know, we understand that the frustration, we keep going Wednesday to Thursday. It's free.
Yeah,
that's my new motto.
Bounce between the two because we all have different, with the exception to Bird and I, we all have different careers. So all of our schedules are kind of all over the place.
But we do want to welcome everyone here. If you're listening at home or if you are in the chat room, maybe you are by a fire. I don't know. But we're glad you're with us, and we want to get right into it. We've got Dear, Weird, and Whatever. I've heard you guys talk about the power of positive thinking and self-help. I was wondering if you could help me. I am terrible when it comes to talking down to myself. I am always stuck in a negative thinking mode. Jaybird, you seem like the kind of person who stays positive even when things don't go well. What do you do to stay positive when things do go wrong? Lindsay, well, thank you, Lindsay. I do not always stay positive. I fuck up all the time. It's a constant. It's a constant battle, and I think it is for a lot of people to wake up and try to be positive. I try to be positive, but if I don't get any sleep, man, I am a bitch. Becky, you seem like a positive guy.
Yeah, it's hard to get me down. When I get down, but it's usually not for long. I just try to stay active. I know that sounds cheesy, but we've talked about, you go to the gym, you have hormonal responses that are positive, you feel better about yourself, hang out with friends, do that thing you've been procrastinating on. Just be active. And I think that because if you ponder in things, that's when I get real down. If I stay home, I don't go without my buddies because I'm kind of down, that's when it kind of compounds. So I go further into feeling down when I don't try to do stuff, I guess is my point.
Yeah, I think it really is a combination of always staying in the present moment. I think it's also trying to be kind of self-aware.
Oh, you have to be self-aware.
And that's tough, I think, for people, and we bring it up a lot in the podcast, but I really think being self-aware is such a important thing. Once you really know yourself, if you really are honest, of course, it's hard to be honest with yourself. Sometimes it's hard to be honest when you realize there's a part of yourself that, you may not like.
Well, think about this. Can a doctor treat something before he diagnoses it? No. You have to diagnose it before you can do treatment. So you have to diagnose yourself and be aware of how you react to things, what works for you. Like, when I was in school, certain study habits were for me, whatever. In relationships, certain things, you've heard 5 love languages. People give and receive love different way. Like
we know about the love language.
It's funny how that one did take off because I think it's very true. I think if people actually believe in the love languages one.
They do. I think people like to be in a category. We say don't label me, but we like labels. We act like we don't like labels, but everyone wants to be part of their own whatever.
Right.
And you talk about the love languages, everyone gets so ginned up. What's my love language? I want to know what I am. Ooh, there's a definition that explains me, because at nature we truly are just wandering around this place. We're explorers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are searchers.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a searcher, as a human, you are. You're kind of born searching for answers.
Not everyone that wanders is lost.
No, I think that's in your bathroom.
Is that in my bathroom?
It's one of the slogans. I think your Bigfoot
statue.
Nice.
I love that. Yeah, Denny's, you are a positive dude. Somebody says, I'm struggling with negative thinking, and I want to change it. I want to change it, but I can't change it. Because it's so easy to say, go out and do something.
For sure.
Do this, do that. What do you do when you are fucked mentally and depressed, negative thinking, negative talk?
It takes a couple days to get out of it, I think. I think it's not something you do in one day. But yeah, I don't know. I think acknowledging the problem and accepting. I mean, it's cliche as it is, the process of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody follows it almost to the T. So, I mean, you kind of have to go through that process with everything. If you're grieving, you have to go through the full process. If you're accepting a breakup, you have to go through a full process. If you're expecting anything in your life, you have to go through the process of I think humans, like you were saying earlier, we like finality. We like categories. We like things to be like, this is the final thing, and now we can move on. This is the last thing. We can now do this. Without that guidance, and then you say you feel lost, you can get that lost feeling.
Yeah.
So I think the hopelessness and the lost feeling can take over if you don't think you know, I guess, like what you're really trying. So I guess a lot of people get lost when they don't know what they want to do. And that's such a common thing I hear about. Everybody knows kind of what they like to do, but what do they actually want to do? And is there a greater purpose to what I'm doing? Am I doing this for a reason? Am I trying to do this to better myself? Am I trying to do this to better my family? Am I trying to do this to better my job?
Yeah. What's your why?
What's your why? You have to have that.
And I think that comes back down to understanding yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to say. How do you get something from yourself that you know you want? How do you give it to yourself? It's because it's all controlled by you.
Yeah, I mean, I really believe when it comes to negative thinking, I think we all suffer from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people are better at handling it, and it's kind of like flossing. You have to really do it daily. You have to go in the mirror or meditate.
Mm-hmm.
You have to or go into nature, whatever your Zen place is, I should say, where you're able to kind of get real with yourself and say, all right, what can I do in my life that's going to make me be in my most peaceful state?
Mm-hmm.
And that you have to really kind of ask yourself those questions, but that's a daily thing. Autopilot is such a disease of the human spirit. Fuck, man, when I am on autopilot, I'd rather be pissed off and negative than an autopilot.
Yeah.
Autopilot as a human, I feel like, man,
You've given up. You're just a drone.
and it's easy to go into autopilot.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to go into autopilot than any of the other things. I mean, I think autopilot will lead to depression or lead to a moment where you want to make a change.
It's a depressing, passionless area to be operating in life.
I always ponder fulfillment, whether it's my career, relationship, whatever. I'm wondering what's going to fulfill me the most. That's what I think about, you know? So whether it's doing real estate or being an entrepreneur or, in a relationship, if I'm not fulfilled, that's, and I don't know if that's the way it is for everyone, but that's kind of my problem. If I'm not fulfilled with work, and then I have a big problem with it.
My question to the chat room and anyone listening, if you are in a negative, depressing place with the negative talk, what do you do? What have you done that seems to work? What are things you've done that hurts you? I think sometimes we always say, what's going to help? What's going to help? Maybe look at some of the shit that doesn't work, too. It's kind of like a baseball team.
Well, I always think of everything having a recoil. So if you're going to binge a TV show for an entire weekend, which is great, you can do it. The next few days, man, get out and try to get some sunlight and stretch your legs a little bit. You just kind of have to make up for a little bit of what you've done.
Well, I think to your point, what I think is what's something to not do, I think Americans and our culture, for sure, we try to delay grief and pain and mourning,
or never even acknowledge.
So you just pop a Xanax, whatever the case, drink, whatever the case might be. And the reason why, whatever higher power anyone believes in, biology, evolution, whatever the case may be, there's a reason why our body and our brain does things. And you have to think about that. It's natural to cry when you're upset. It's natural to grieve. And if you try to prevent yourself from feeling that, you're just kicking the can down the road. And that's not healthy at all.
Well,
I agree.
Sweet Denny's, one of the things I love about Sweet Denny's is he says, man, when it comes to a bad situation and it sucks, you do not want to deal with it. It is the rip off the Band-Aid, just rip it right off and then deal with it in the immediate moment.
Yeah.
Because I've been where it is a situation where something, whether it's business, whether it's a relationship, it just goes on, and I'm not dealing with it because I know it's going to be uncomfortable.
It's the worst.
I know it's going to suck. I know there's going to be, you're getting kind of your scar, so to speak. You know you're going through the flames, and you don't want to going through the flames sucks, man.
Yeah.
You got to be up and ready to go through an emotional fucking fire.
Yeah.
But I would say the quick burn is way better than the slow burn.
Slow, painful, dragged out.
100%.
The
in
slow
the
burn
desert.
does suck, man, and I still fuck up with doing the slow
because
burn.
it's terrible. We're attracted to things that entice pleasure. Things that
Yeah,
Dennis, what are you talking about?
It's our monkey brain.
pleasure. But yes, if we stay away from the pain, and
like a
then,
69.
Yes, we crave the 69s. We stay away from the flames.
We get paid if I mention 69 in each podcast, so we met our quota. We won't bring it up again.
I love it.
Nice. I'm glad we made the quota.
I can always say that every podcast. Happy
Yeah,
to.
but no, to your point about getting out in nature, I do think there's a spiritual, mystical side, whether that would be ghost or your loved ones or whatever, that is out there that you kind of almost can feel.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, Casper just high-fived me or knuckle bumped me. It just, there's times when I go out into nature and I feel that I know there's something so grander and bigger and
Totally.
I don't know, a connection, but also it's a humbling feeling. And I don't know if that means going to the pearly gates or going to hell.
Yeah.
But it does feel spiritual of sorts.
Have you guys heard of nature washing?
What is this?
So nature washing is when, you live in a concrete jungle. You get in your air conditioning car with your Bluetooth radio and you go to a fluorescent light office and you back and forth, you watch Netflix. Nature washing is exactly what you're talking about. And I may not explain it correctly, so chat room, let me know if I'm wrong. I'm sure they will. But what they do is you go out in nature and it helps ground you, it helps kind of like whatever. Because that's how we evolved. Like we get so disconnected from like the earth, animals, the weather and all that, and you go back and you reconnect with it. It's powerful.
I really, especially in the last year or two, I've had a connection with the weather and just human emotions. Think about just how you're in a great mood. That's the sunny day, and then you all of a sudden you're fucking pissy and you're all, fuck this shit. Thunderstorm comes through. That is just nature, man.
Yeah, man.
That's all. That's all a mood is.
Yeah.
And
This morning, did you feel the air this morning? It was so beautiful. So this morning was it kind of today, it carried in throughout the whole day, but this morning was a dry, not a humid breeze. It was like a dry, warm breeze.
That's great.
And the moon was bright and it was just dark and so nice in the morning.
Give me a human mood type that would equate to that type of environment.
I'd say it's like a tranquil pond. Maybe a dragonfly flying above it.
That's great.
Tranquil Pond would be a great name for a soft rock band back in the early 70s.
Definitely.
We're going to see Tranquil Pond tonight.
Just skipping the Stones.
But weather, some mornings you go outside and you can just feel the humidity on your face.
You're just instantly in a bad mood.
It already automatically starts your day off with just a slight annoyance.
It does. Well, much like, a storm doesn't last forever, a mood doesn't last forever.
It doesn't.
And I think sometimes if you, in the moment, if you're in a shitty mood, just go, man, a mood doesn't last forever. It may last a long time. It may be a long-ass tsunami, but it doesn't last forever.
And that's that self-awareness, realizing that mood does not last, that you're calling it out, kind of like being lucid in a dream.
But again, I think it comes right back to trying to do positive thinking. And doing positive thinking is fucking work, man.
Yeah.
It is. It's like going to the gym and working out.
You just,
Equivalent.
Well, you just got broken up with somebody, and you really love that person. Positive thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you've given the advice to all your friends and their breakup, and then you're thinking about it. You're like, why can't I take my own advice through this horrible thing?
So I just, lost my job. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm positive thinking.
Positive.
Go fuck your mother.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's always so much easier in the fucking cheap seats to go do it this way and do it that way.
But the cheap seats are right. The problem is when you're in the tornado, even though you have been in the cheap seats in terms of giving that advice, and it's the right advice, when you're in that tornado, you're like, God damn, like this sucks.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And I wish I could take my own advice.
The one thing I try to do if I'm going through a storm in my life, I try to remind myself, dude, this fucking sucks. But you're getting them scars, them stripes. You're gonna shed something to make you better, kind of like the old phoenix rising.
Yeah.
That pumps me up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of changing it. But
I love that.
I think there's times though where I can't change that, and you do surrender.
Yeah.
And you go, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck all this shit. I don't want to fight. I want to. It's tough. You got to get up and got to fight.
I think the positive thinking, I know it's like such like you guys are saying, oh, positive think, but I think it all starts from that, because if you can conquer the own internal, and then it moves outward.
The weird thing, like, it sounds maybe hippie to ponder, but we wouldn't appreciate the amazing things if we didn't experience the bad things. If everything was perfect all the time, we wouldn't appreciate
You'd
it.
have no disparity. You have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, you have nothing to compare it to. So when you ring that bell on a big job promotion, or you scored that touchdown in the championship game, it's because you've had negative things, and then you can appreciate the positive things. It's a funny way the universe always balances itself
That
out.
balance.
Running can suck. Working out can suck. Not eating that slice of pizza can suck. But then you get rewarded for the suck by being in better shape.
Absolutely.
So I'm just
feeling better.
I'm briefly just kind of going to the chat room. I apologize, guys. It's sometimes tough to read all the comments. I'm trying. I do think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there a medication fight breaking out? Some people, look, some people respond to medication. Some people don't. Do I think there's an over medication? Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
I am living proof of a person that was overprescribed things, prescribed things when I did not need them. But that's just my story.
Yeah.
That's just my own fucking journey.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own journey. And there are some people that'll send me an email. Jay Bird, my brother had, and I get them. I had one just the other day. My brother had schizophrenia. He was really struggling. They got him on the right medication. For the last 10 years, his life has been really, really, really good.
helps.
I'm 110% for that.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big proponent of medication when the level of what's going on is significant, and the doctor or the psychiatrist, psychologist tells them that is important for them to do whatever's going on. What I was saying earlier is that when you just try to numb yourself.
Well, there we go.
You know what I mean? It's the easy out when you're using it as an easy out.
But Beckett, that goes back to what we talked about, being honest with oneself. I know so many people that are on Adderall that they do not need Adderall.
Yeah.
They like Adderall because Adderall gives them a fucking legal
Oh, it turns you into a superhero.
boner for energy. I mean,
It does.
It does. And
I don't know if it does it for that for me.
Well-
He meant a boner friend. It's
No,
okay.
I'm saying a boner of energy.
Energy,
Just if you're down, you pop an Adderall. I'm not saying some people don't need Adderall. I get it, but y'all stop acting like the Adderall is making you really concentrate. What it's really doing is getting you kind of high for a second and giving you a boost.
Yeah.
Just say what it is.
You're Bradley Cooper and Limitless.
Yeah, just say what it is.
That's what I always said that movie was made about.
About Adderall.
I was
Yeah.
like, basically made a movie about Adderall.
But people don't want to. It's hard for someone to admit, to go, I like getting high. I like the boost it gives me. It makes me feel good. I like that.
It says it right on the battle. It's meth. It's an amphetamine.
It's an amphetamine.
It's
Oh
meth.
yeah, I'm not
Speed.
saying that. I mean, it definitely works. I think
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
But let's stop acting like it. Everybody on Adderall definitely needs to be on Adderall. The same thing.
It's
with,
overprescribed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is. It just, especially, Florida, I think, is probably one of the bigger offenders.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and if you do disagree with my stance, just keep it at one paragraph. One paragraph. What does that sound?
Oh, I thought that was just my headphone.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know. It sounds scary, Denny's.
Sounds like a spirit.
Does sound like a spirit.
Oh, I think it's my cable connection here.
But yeah, so let us know your opinion on all that.
But real quick, Jay Bird.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what works for you? Meditation? I know you've talked about it a
Yeah,
lot.
when I up until about I would say 23, 24. I mean, from 18 to 24, I was prescribed a bunch of stuff, and I really do. I have legit mental issues I have places I can't walk in front of. I mean, I'm okay with it now. I was embarrassed with it for my whole life. It just is who I am.
Yeah.
If I had to walk in front of the Dolphin Stadium completely sober, I would not be able to do that. It would cause me so much stress the week before knowing I had to do that, where I would lose weight. But I also know medication, isn't the end all be all. But then I have to I have to drink, so
Right.
that's medication too.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
You're self-medicating.
I can't
Yeah, it's
say
all
that you
medication.
can't do medication does work.
Yeah, for sure.
Alcohol does work for some people.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
ultimately, they're all substances
They
that
are.
serve a purpose. It's just all about balancing the purpose.
But
Yeah.
to the point where, I would maybe have a drink to get there. I'd over-medicate,
Yeah.
as we tend to do. But medication works, y'all. I'm definitely not saying that. I just think that we need to be honest why we're medicating.
Yeah, 100%.
And let's not hide behind this or that.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Without a
And
doubt.
again, it comes down to being, like we say, honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, everybody is different.
That's the craziest part. There's so many variables.
And then you found meditation helps you a ton with a
It
lot
does.
of stuff, right?
Both of us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
find meditation, anytime I fall out of it, I do get irritable much easier.
Please kind of go on a little bit about meditation, what it's done for you, and the benefits. Because I know so many people always say, I can't meditate. Well, no shit. You can't. Nobody can.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Well, so just like everything, you have to practice it. But yeah, I mean, because it takes 10 minutes. I know everyone's busy, but 10 minutes out of the day is hardly anything.
Yeah.
I do it right when I get home.
What do you do? How do you meditate?
I turn off everything. I sit for 10 minutes. I set an alarm on my phone for 10 minutes. And I just close my eyes and try not to think of anything.
I do it in the shower.
Shower's good. I do
Because I
squats in
like the
shower.
heat. I like the ambient noise. I like the water. I
Yeah.
like the whole vibe. It's like my morning routine. And because I have a tough time quieting my mind and whatever, it's giving me some white noise. I don't hear anything outside of the bathroom. And that, I haven't perfected it. But it's like I can't play the piano because it sucks. We've talked about that. I want to
yeah.
learn the piano. So you have to go through that learning curve. Nothing's easy. Nothing that is worth knowing is easy in the beginning.
Well, that's why it's cool that people know it, because you know how much work went into knowing that.
Right, exactly. And you can always get better, like the piano. You can always get better.
Oh, it never ends. Your
Yeah.
whole life, you continually try to get better
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, well, we live in a time, and I always sound so fucking old.
Back in my day.
But we do live in a time where that instant hit. If you're on TikTok and you have one video of your friend falling and you get 9 million views, and now you've got 70,000 people following you, you have an audience. You didn't really do anything, but you now have
Yeah.
an audience. We are in a time where we want that quick boom, boom, win right now. And a lot of times there really isn't no such thing as an overnight success
No.
for the most part.
Yeah, instant gratification, there's great things about some things as it relates to instant gratification, but it definitely, I think it can't not seep into your psyche that you want everything quick. You just want
Yeah.
to download Spanish like the Matrix in the back of your brain. It takes
Yeah.
work. It takes work.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Great insight, y'all. Chat room, thank you for that. I appreciate that. That was a good topic.
I blame reality TV. No offense, Becca.
Do you?
Yeah, because think about it. They took what reality and filmed it, and then they edited it to make it interesting. Because a lot of times, think about how much downtime there is in
No, it's
between.
horrible.
There's nothing even happening, so you have to make these situations out of it. And then we were raised on that for 10 years, and then the internet blew up with extra ways of getting content. You have TikTok and all these quick platforms where you're trying to showcase drama. So we've seen content nonstop. We've seen action nonstop from reality TV. So we're trained to think that reality constantly has things happening.
And that's reality.
And
when
that
it's not.
It is not. It's all fabrication.
So the way you feel about reality TV is the way I feel about social media. And I gotta...
I think they're one and the same now. I think it all stemmed. I blame Eddie Vedder for Creed, and I blame because of the style of singing. But I do, and I also blame reality TV for the trends of social media.
Well, I don't want to always come off as a hater about social media, because I get it, man. There's some really cool shit. It's awesome. But just the internet in general, we have to look at it as a drug. It is a legit powerful item. Internet, sex, cocaine. It's all very.
It's everything you want in one device. You can get anything you want. If you want a pizza, you can get it.
And
if
a
you
hell
want
of
a package.
And a hell of Friday night.
If you want, if you want a good time, I mean, the phone has it all.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jimmy.
No. I was basically just.
But it's like we were
Examplify it.
talking about in terms of medication. Social media is like a drug, and it could be used for a very good thing. Social media,
Absolutely.
and it has been, and it is used as a very good thing. But it also can be abused.
Absolutely.
You know, so there's a lot of parallels between medication, alcohol, social media, in my opinion. You know,
It's a new entity that's a new addiction.
I just feel like society has turned collectively as a big fucking dick.
well, I think we always were dicks, but it's exposed it.
Yeah, now there's no.
Have we always been? I mean, I know humans are dicks. Humans really are.
Actually, you're right. You know, and I think, what was it, the Mike Tyson thing? This is the problem with social media is you can't get punched in the face when you say something.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's Twitter tough guys. And they would never say that in person.
But
In real life, though, they freak out.
But the problem is, it is. We got to stop acting like it's just social media and that it's not starting to bleed into real life, because social
is.
media is creating an attitude
And polarization.
an
Yeah.
atmosphere. Yeah, man. I know we bring it up a lot, and I really like having a microphone and saying, Democrats, Republicans, I want you both on my side.
Yeah.
To talk and have fun with each other, because I love you equally. I could give a fuck what you want to do with your life as long as you're cool with me and I'm cool with you. And I know that will spawn off some kind of fucking. Yeah, but they want to do this and they want to do that. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time with you. I want to talk pizza. I want to talk, Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I talked about Rob Swamp Thing and first movie that came to me. But
Swamp Thing.
I think there's so much of, even on YouTube, it's the Republicans and the Dems and the fucking libs and gosh, man, fuck you all. Fuck you all.
Everywhere I go, I hear the same arguments over and over.
it
Anywhere.
is.
Take off the different jerseys and do what's better for the country. You know, everyone just but they know it improves their ratings.
How about me and you go to a bar and we talk about who we think is hot together and what kind of pizza we like, and I could give a fuck who you voted for. I really could literally give a fuck who you voted for. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I can't control any of it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem sometimes. People get gassed up on things they can't control, but I'm a hypocrite. That's my problem.
Yeah.
You know, I get fucked up on things I can't control, but I think that's humans.
It is human. The only thing that I would say to think about is that I just went to the USA Panama game, which is a blast. USA qualified for the World Cup, more or less.
USA.
And what I thought about is I tried to start a wave on the whole stadium.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And there was a guy.
I just haven't heard that in so long.
I tried to start a wave, and I was trying to
That
go.
sounded
I was
fun.
trying to go around and get people to start a wave, and it took it spreading out for it. And eventually, long story short, not because of me, because of the whole section or whatever, we started getting this amazing wave go across the whole stadium. So me just saying I want to do a wave is not going to create a wave. No. But if I go around, that, and I think that's kind of life. Like, we've evolved and we've progressed as a culture. So it always takes that Martin Luther King to go out and to talk to people, give a speech. So I don't like being polarized and people that always bring it about politics and it's always what team are you, whatever. But I do believe in people that try to move the ball down the field. You know what I mean? Collectively.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about it a little bit today on the morning show. None of us really ever want. I mean, I guess I can only speak for myself, but I'm never ever truly trying to make anybody upset. I like to bust balls and have some fun and bust chops. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just a small town kid from Lake Park. I want to have some laughs.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other places to get heavy shit. I want to have a good time, baby.
What does anyone want commonly besides being happy? That's all we're trying to do here.
Well, I mean, my whole core is we are team human. I know that sounds trippy hippie, but it really is true. Strip away everything. We all are born here. We're all going to die here.
Yeah.
And we all, in a sense, are alone.
Yeah.
We really are. You can have your family, and I get that, but we are all born on this journey, whether you want to call it spiritual or not. You're here. The only person you're with 24/7 is yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to have a relationship with yourself, and that can be a lonely thing trying to figure out. On your deathbed, you're going to be there by yourself. Your loved ones will be there, but you're going through it internally by yourself.
It's kind of a morbid statement, but being born is a death sentence.
Fuck, Beckett.
Right?
God.
It really is.
No,
So-
yeah, it is.
I'm kidding.
You're right. So whether you have 30 years on this planet or you have 100 years on this planet, you got to keep that in mind, because we were talking about being a robot. That's why it sucks. You don't know when the end can come.
Yeah.
And that's what makes life. So you got to live your life in a way that make the best of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I know somebody listening on this podcast will eventually hear this, and they're at odds with somebody. TikTok, man, life is so short. It is, though.
Yeah.
It is,
I know it's annoying to hear me say that every week, but maybe it will beat into someone's head.
Yeah.
Make up with your friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe take the bullet on this one. Yeah, he's a dick. He's wrong. And again, if someone really truly fucked you over,
Then
I
separate.
get that. I'm talking about, that person you want to connect with, and you're just not calling them or talking with them. And you could die one day, and you'll be upset.
Yeah.
Trust me, my friend, you will be upset.
100%.
With that positive thought, let's go with some
Denny's
Oh, yes.
random facts.
Oh, sweet Denny's gives us some great random facts. We're going to grade his ass. But tonight, Vickie is not here, so the chat room is going to grade your random
like it.
facts.
I like it.
So the first couple of letter grades I see is what I'll give it, Denny's. Denny's, the floor is yours, and knock our dicks in the dirt.
All right. The Apollo missions, they left back 96 bags of poop, pee, and vomit on the moon. All the way back in 1969, mankind made history by walking on the moon, obviously. But each time, they would leave all of those behind so that they could lose weight to re-enter. So every time they did, it collected up to about 96. So if you go to the moon, there's a pile of bags, 96 of them, full of pee, poop, and vomit on the moon.
According to you, that's allegedly.
Allegedly. A big pile.
I love moon shit, literally.
So it's probably frozen.
God, humans suck. We've been there once. We have already polluted it. It's ridiculous.
Well, we left the worst three things.
Yeah,
you could leave.
exactly.
And aliens what is
P.S.
this?
Who's vomiting on the moon?
There's a
I think when they got into the first time astronauts, I'm sure they puked everywhere when they got to space.
You zoom in with one of their new telescopes, and it's a red Solo cup. Like, fuck, man, come on, guys, clean that shit up.
Yeah.
I liked it, Denny's. But it's really up to the chat room.
We'll let them all collect, and we can read them back.
Yeah, collect. Parker Star in the chat room giving it an A.
Oh,
Nice.
look at that. Oh, right off the bat. Look at
B
that.
plus from Toff.
Nice.
She's tough.
She could be a tough crowd.
She's a tough crowd, a tough critic, but she's giving you a B plus.
Well, so we all know how our taste and our smell is connected. Well, scientists have established that also sound can influence the taste of your foods. And this is an experiment you guys can try if you want. High-frequency sounds enhance the sweetness of food. So if you listen to a high-frequency sound while eating an item and then not listen to that frequency and eat an item, you'll taste that it tastes sweeter. Also, low frequencies bring out bitterness. If you drink coffee, it'll taste more robust.
It's kind of like adding a next element into sex. You're kind of like massaging the titties.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just that next kick up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys get that. I don't know
I
if
like it.
I don't know if Vickie would have got that.
I like it.
Should have got it. I don't think he would have.
I actually did in San Francisco something called dining in the dark.
Weird. I've seen videos of this where they show
a lot of the waiters were legally blind, which is kind of a cool thing that
Very
they did.
cool.
I love it.
And it's cave dark. You meet the hostess in the beginning. You have to set up a reservation, whatever. They hand walk you to your table. They kind of show you where. I had a watch on with the numbers were glowing. I had to take that off. And they come. You got to feel around for your food and like the whole thing.
How weird.
And,
When it
but
comes
it
up-
really gives you appreciation.
So they say that it heightens the
makes
senses.
sense.
Yeah. Because you're. It's almost like it takes so much noise out, you know, in the sense of what you're prejudging your food, as weird as that sounds. And then you're chewing it, and you can't see your partner. You can talk to them. You can talk to the waiter. It's pitch black. pitch black. And it's pretty cool experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, take away any of your senses for a while, and you really have an appreciation for anyone who struggles with going through that.
100%.
I was watching Stevie Wonder the other night. My gosh. What an unbelievable fucking performer. My gosh. He was playing one of my favorite songs, Overjoyed, and just crushing it on the piano, man.
Amazing.
I mean, this was a year ago. Motherfucker's 75 years old.
Crazy.
Sounding like an angel. I mean, but nailing every single note.
Wow.
I mean, really an appreciation.
That's amazing.
Keep it going, Denny. I mean, you're nailing it.
You
baby.
guys know about how the Sahara Desert, it blows the wind across the continent and it goes to South America? Well, so every year, 22,000 tons of that dust is blown. And I didn't realize this, I guess just shows how crazy our planet is. I didn't realize the significance of this, but the Sahara Desert used to be a lake. And the dust and sand that is now blown across is rich in phosphorus because it was at the bottom of the lake. And that's why the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest, is so lush, is because it provides the fertilizer for each year.
Yeah.
And then I guess equal is how much phosphorus it loses in the rainforest. It gathers it and loses it just as quick as it gets it. It literally works exactly how it should. As the dust comes, lasts just long enough to sustain.
It's amazing.
And it's a continuous cycle, so it's pretty impressive that it was designed so well.
If I had to give a grade, just kind of sum it up from the chat room, and I'll just kind of give it through a statement. You're doing good, sweetie. Doing real good, sweetie. Fuck yeah, keep going.
Nice.
Yeah. Give us some more, Denny's.
There's a species of wolf that lives almost exclusively off seafood. It's found off the coast of Vancouver Island. These are called sea wolves, and they're truly unique as they have adapted to become excellent swimmers and have access to food that normal wolves don't have, which salmon constitutes a quarter of their diet, shellfish, seals are another part, bird eggs, and then whale carcasses make up the rest of their diet for the year.
Wow, interesting.
But yeah, it's the only breed of wolf that does that, species of wolf.
You wolf? Give me your best. Give me your best wolf howl that you are here to party, not intimidate.
Party?
Yeah.
What's yours sound like?
So give me a scenario.
All right, you want to intimidate, but in a fun, flirty way.
I don't know. All right. I want to intimidate, but in a fun. So
Yeah.
basically, a man in the 50s.
Good call. Yeah, John Wayne.
Yeah. Make me dinner.
Dude, pretty good. Pretty good.
And Beckett, give us a howl where you are at a dance club, but you don't want to be at a dance club because you just did drugs that you don't like. You're freaking out, man. You want to go home, but you can't. You didn't drive.
Oh.
That's good. You a wolf?
No, it's a home run, Denny's. I loved it. Chat room, let us know. I'm
Awesome.
seeing a lot of A's.
Oh, good. Good.
I'm also not looking at the comments.
Yeah. You're like, I'm just making them up.
Give us a couple more. Give us another good one. You're nailing it.
So there was a very popular pigment from the 16th and 19th century, and it was called mummy brown. And the reason they called that was because it was made up from grounding up Egyptian mummies. I guess after a bunch of them were exhumed, and then people realized that this was the way they made this pigment, they started digging up a lot of the Egyptian mummies, grinding them up, and then making them into this powder for this pigment to make into a paint. It was a very common paint. In fact, in 1915, a London pigmenter commented that one mummy would last him 20 years. That's how much pigment he could extract from a ground-up mummy.
You know what that story reminds me of?
What's this?
Because you said, is it Mummy Brown?
Yeah, Mummy Brown.
Doodle Brown!
Oh,
Mummy
yeah, it
Brown!
does.
Doodle! Mummy! Doodle! Freaking Doodle Brown!
It does.
Would Doodle Brown work for... I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll discuss.
Yeah, that was great stuff, Denny's. Any more?
Oh, no, I could add on.
Yeah, add on, please.
Well, so...
Sorry, I want to do my Doodle Brown.
Well, so, all right, so just since it was a mummy, I looked into why they're called mummies. And what it is that mum is the word for wax.
Mum is the word.
Mum. Yeah, so it's the word for wax, and it's mummia, which is the paste they make from the wax. It's a medicinal wax they used. And so when they would gather it, they would call it gathering mummies, and then it just became the generic term for it.
Interesting.
And if they ate a pizza, oh, mamma mia,
Oh, mama.
mamma.
Scaring Abbott and Costello with them.
I love Denny's. I mean, I got to tell you, your
was
facts were random, and they
Oh.
were a home run. Home
were
run,
great.
Joshua.
Yes.
Absolutely grand
Ground up
slam.
mummies. Yeah.
Dear Weird and Whatever, here's a good topic here. I once had a feeling my mom was going to get murdered. I even had a dream about it. Every detail was vivid. 6 months later, my mom was murdered. When they arrested the man who did it, I was shocked to see who it was. It was our landlord. In my dream, my mother's murderer was our landlord. My question to y'all, did I will this to happen, or did I have a premonition of my mother's murder? That's a heavy one.
That one
and,
is
and,
heavy.
and very layered. Very good. Thank you for sending that. That's Sharon. Release yourself from all guilt, first of all.
Yeah.
You did not will that to happen. I think you had a premonition.
Yeah, me too. Me too. She should talk to Vickie about it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably, got a feeling one time from the landlord, and then it kind of came to her in a dream or
Yeah.
a vision.
That's a good way of looking at that. A way to kind of explain it, but still be mystical.
Like you got a bad vibe about it, and now your brain. Well, so like as I have often thought, maybe nightmares were designed to just reintroduce you to things you're afraid of, so that when you do actually experience something like that, you've experienced it once before, and you
Right.
released your dreams and stuff. So you wonder if it's the same type of thing as a premonition.
Yeah.
You get a weird vibe from somebody, but it doesn't register or even click with you, and then later your subconscious is going back through, and they're like, "Well, that was kind of weird."
Instinct, premonition, I kind of feel like they're all intertwined with one another.
It's like deja vu, and that's when you're awake.
Well, if you're dating somebody and this guy she works with gives you always kind of these creepy vibes, and he's off and she's telling you stories, and you have a dream about it because he's weird and he kills your girlfriend in your dream, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
You're
darn, I
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, even if you pick it up subconsciously, it will seep into your psyche and potentially your
Yeah.
dreams. Yeah.
Humans are designed to survive. I think we always talk about listen to your gut and stuff, and I think we get a lot of signals throughout the day, and I think we get distracted by a lot of stuff because we have a lot of stuff to play with now. But I mean, you're probably getting constant messages that are either just passing right by you, and
Yeah.
you just don't even. It's so hard to. It's just hard to do everything.
It comes back to that autopilot.
Yeah, you get caught in it.
You do, man. I really believe there are messages we're not getting.
No.
And that goes for every human being on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Every day, I bet you and things maybe you don't want to confront or do want to confront, or it's just probably all day you see things that make you think of things you probably need to do.
And I'm looking at it more as not a bad thing. Almost
No.
as opportunities. We're just not kind of like when you're
Absolutely.
when you're in Mario Brothers, and you just don't get all of the coins. You're just leaving so many coins out there that you could be collecting.
Yeah, never leave coins on the table.
Never.
Chances. We talk about the sliding door effect. I mean,
Yeah, that
There's-
freaks
Fucks
me
with
out.
my head, man. It fucks with my head.
Yeah, it fucks my head. too.
Just this morning, I had the same thing happen. I walked outside, I locked my door, I'm ready to go, and I forgot one thing. This is a 7-second. I opened my door up really quick, grabbed it, and it was 7 seconds.
yeah,
Did that 7 seconds have any significance in my life?
that's so
On any level?
yeah.
Could have. It could have done. It's like the big scary thing they always say in time travel movies. You can't mess with one little thing.
Yeah.
It'll totally change the future, right? So it may not have made a big difference. Maybe something happened that day a little differently, and then the butterfly effect happens.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Just
It ripples
smaller-
throughout the rest
it
of your
does.
life.
It's a small little change, but that change just takes it to that small direction, and you start going that way.
Yeah.
Well, it could be anything. Say you get distracted for 17 seconds, right? That's all it takes. Now a car rear ends you. Nothing fatal or bad. or
Yeah.
anything, but you get rear ended. Now you have to go to an auto body shop. Now you meet a new person you've never met in your life,
Right.
and that could turn into something that maybe would have never happened.
It sets up a chain of events.
that could potentially do something.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm wondering, not opening up the door and forgetting that thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's
It's
probably
crazy.
10 of those that go by you each day that you don't even acknowledge.
Well, I missed
100%.
a red light that I always get, and I noted that. I go, I missed a red light, so that was another
Yeah.
roadblock. And then you wonder if there's roadblocks, do the roadblocks then become the way?
Yeah.
Well, then now you're on a tangent path. You're now on this path.
Yeah.
You now aren't on the path of where if you made that light, So now you're on a different. So now there's no way of knowing what that path was.
The flip side of that is by being 7 seconds later, it could have worked out for the way better.
Yeah.
Than
Oh,
if-
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not saying
Absolutely.
negative or positive.
Right, just
I'm
different.
just saying different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance that a lot of people are married to somebody because of a 3-second insignificant decision that they made in their
Well,
life.
what if you always make a left and you decide to make a right, and you see somebody, or even anything like that, and you see somebody wearing orange? You're like, man, I like orange, and you start wearing orange. That becomes your new thing. It's all because you saw somebody that looked cool in orange.
Yes, man.
It could easily change, and that might have never happened.
Influences all of a sudden. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, and I think it can drive a person mad.
You can't
For
think
sure.
about it.
You can't think about it. It's always a thought. What was here before us? Was there a beginning? Did it just appear?
Oh, that makes my brain explode.
Oh,
That's
it-
how you don't.
Brain explode.
I remember I asked my mom and dad, and I remember I was like 4, maybe 5. I go, so what happened? And they really couldn't. I could kind of. I was sensing some bullshit even at 5.
They couldn't even give you a fifth
Oh
grade
yeah, I was
answer.
like, you fucking motherfucker. Yeah. We got Dear Weird and Whatever. I'm addicted to porn and I can't stop. I'll be good for 2 or 3 weeks and then I'm back whacking it 6 times a day. I want to quit but don't know how. Any suggestions, Jeremy? And yes, that is a fake name.
I worked with somebody that was addicted to porn. They collected it, meaning like on hard drives.
Well, you used to have to. This is recently?
No.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking. I mean, we're probably talking in the era when.
My stepdad collected, he had the Marilyn Monroe Playboy. He would collect them. But you had to back then. you know?
Yeah, I mean, evolution of porn.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why porn is so addicting is because it's just like everything. It's one button. You can be on a porn site.
It's easy.
Anybody. It doesn't even. You could be 5 years old. There's nobody there to monitor that.
All categorized for whatever you want. For free.
Yeah,
It's so crazy. I don't know how they make any money.
I mean, any
Advertising.
kids, teenagers, 90 or anybody can get on porn, and it's so readily available.
Yeah.
And to your point, it's a buffet of so many things. And when look, sex is powerful, man. It's just like drinking. It's just like all the sweets of the world.
Yeah.
When something's so easy like that on one of those things that feel good, you are going to have a society and culture that is definitely addicted to pornography.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
And I think it's all on your perspective in life. Could you be a person that watches porn 9 times a day and jacks it and live a great life? I think there's people out there that can do that.
Yeah.
And they're happy. They don't think it's an issue. They can make a living. And then there's people that cannot do that. You know, it's all in what you can handle.
Right.
Becca, what are your thoughts on something? How would you help that cat?
I think it's hard for me to say because I feel like he probably needs to go cold turkey and then he needs to ease back into it and do it more moderately. Because I think when you're at that level, it's just too much.
But he said he did that, though. And that wasn't edited down because I
Yeah.
read the whole thing. He said he would go cold turkey for about 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden he'd be right back to the next day when the dam would break. It'd be, I'm fucking jerking off all day long.
I mean, he probably
coming
has to go to
everywhere."
count. He's at that point where he's at that max
Well,
level.
I think that sometimes because we don't have rules in life. I mean, we have laws and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but personally, we don't have rules. So sometimes, I say, I can't have a beer unless I go to the gym, and then I set that reward for myself. You know,
It's self-discipline, but some people really struggle with that. And
Yeah,
what do you say
for
to
sure.
somebody? I mean, it's so easy to go to the gym, but a motherfucker is going to go, yeah, man, I'm going to go to the gym. I want to whack off 7 more times. It's not
I'd
easy
set-
for me.
Well, people say you have habits for a reason, right? So, to Denny's point, maybe you should talk to someone that actually is experienced in helping people with, stuff like that and addiction and just figure out, because I don't know the answer, cold turkey, scale
Everybody's
it back.
different, yeah.
What are
you
your
know.
thoughts, Denny's?
Maybe set like a jerk off clock. Like I would do it only
Jerk off.
2 p.m. It
2
dings.
p.m.?
You can jerk off, and then again at 7. Man, cut it down to twice a day,
Yeah, so if you're jerking off 6 times a day, cut it down to 2,
and learn an instrument.
So,
yeah,
You clearly
you
got a
stop
lot of
playing
time.
with your flute.
yeah.
It does take a lot of time.
Even Michael Jordan said in his career he had to figure out mind games. After his second ring and being MVP, he figured out mind games with himself to motivate him and get him jacked up for the games and stuff. It was in that documentary.
Not jacked off, but jacked up.
Jacked up, exactly. So maybe sometimes you have to hack your life, right? Like if I want to lose weight, maybe I like throw all the chips out of my house because I know that if they're there and I come home from a stressful day at work, I'm going to crush some chips. I just take them out. So maybe instead of working from home, he's got to go get an office and work in the office 9 to 5, get stuff done, and then can't do it.
Can't jerk off.
Yeah, I mean, all of this stuff, again, it takes work. If you're jerking off 6 times and you're emailing saying that it's changing your life, you got to go a little drastic, dog. You got to make a severe change, but we're not saying I don't think cold turkey is the best. I mean, to what you're saying, Denny's, set a jerk off
2
clock
times a day is completely acceptable
in the beginning, and then you try to, but that's just our opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone out there, and be so brave, send us an email or in the chat room. If you're jerking off or flicking the bean all the time,
maybe you should try sexting without porn, and then you can figure out, being self-aware, is the porn the issue? And
we don't talk about that there is a major porn addiction problem. There really is.
There is.
There absolutely is. It's desensitizing people. It's making people very, very insecure. It's look, I like porn just like anybody else, but it is a very powerful tool, and you got to be careful with the porn. You got to be.
Yeah.
And you got to dig deep too. And now I'm not talking about your balls or your dick. You got to dig deep emotionally. And if you have an urge, let's say you want to jerk off and watch porn, immediately get up, go out and take a walk, or go drive to get a soda. You have to do things to interrupt your pattern. You are in a point right now, you need interrupters in your pattern. But that's going to take work, and you can do it.
Yeah. You know, an issue I actually think is a big problem as well that kind of dovetails with that is...
Dovetails.
I love that show. Is that a lot of people in my generation, and even the generation that's younger than me, they don't have as intimate sexes. It's more naughty sex all the time because of porn. You know? Yeah. So even if they're not jerking off 6 times a day and they have a healthy relationship, when they are intimate with their partner, like, a lot of people would just like to be naughty because that's what they've seen and that's what's seeping into their psyche. You know?
Again, when it comes to all this stuff, I think you got to be on the same page with your partner.
Right.
If one's super fucking naughty and wants to, bring Reese's peanut butter cups and
tease some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Tease the ball. Yeah,
butthole
play, and one's not into butthole play, and they want to be naughty. One doesn't. I think you gotta. That's a matter of the heart, kind of a checkbox, in my opinion. Sex life.
Yeah.
Because it's again a driving force in a relationship for a lot of people. True. So if you are kinky, fuck kink.
Yeah. Kinky boots.
I think you might want to line up with somebody that's at least going to be available to want to be open to that.
1,000%. But I think that 2 people on the same page that are open to it, I think that what I'm getting at is a lot of times they both are into it and they're on the same page of it. And I think it erodes the intimacy and the connection.
They're just having sex.
Because it just comes like fun, monkey sex, which is great. It's great and it has its place. But when that starts to erode the connection and the intimacy, which I think's happening, I think that seeps into your actual relationship.
Yeah, Beckett wants that Top Gun sex where there's quivering.
100%.
Looking
light.
deep into the eyes.
Take my breath away.
Take his breath away. Baby, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, though. The intimacy's
you're right. No,
gone.
I mean, of course, there's fucking and then there's making sweet passionate love, and both are awesome.
Both are awesome.
You need a fastball. You also need a curveball. You need a pizza. You also need a cheeseburger.
They all want that fastball.
Yeah, you know that 2-finger slider.
Oh man, Beckett.
I do want to talk about this subject, which is very, very weird. There is, and we've talked about it a bit, but now it's so prevalent in 2022. These mysterious booms, these are sonic booms, and we'll get that clip ready, Denny's, if you don't mind, of what's kind of going on. Now, this is going on across the country. They're talking about sonic booms, the ground shaking, lights flashing, and nobody knows what the shit it is. You're going to hear the news reports. You're also going to hear what the booms sound like.
Did you feel it? The people of South Jersey say they did. Some say they heard a loud boom. Others say they felt the ground move. Our Chris O'Connell went to investigate this earth-shaking mystery.
That's the sound. All through the country.
It happened again. San Diegans throughout the county reported hearing and feeling yet another mysterious boom today. Dozens of people began tweeting about the jolt a little before 3 o'clock this afternoon, with some questioning whether it was an earthquake.
Authorities are investigating reports of the ground shaking in Cape May County this afternoon.
You may just be wondering the same thing. What was that sound?
So that is going on, and there's massive reports all through 2022 up into this month, right? As we're speaking, of people are outside chilling and they hear that shit and nobody knows what the fuck it is.
Wow.
Crazy.
Denny's thoughts? What that could be?
Well, sonic booms are usually created when something breaks the sound barrier, right? So is it asteroids hitting the ground, meteors hitting the Earth? Or?
But the weird thing is that it's being reported all throughout.
Well, that's the only reason I
country.
think it's coming from the sky, opposed to.
It could be falling satellites. Apparently, that happens a lot. They fall out of orbit, after a certain amount of time, and they burn up and they come down.
Because if something breaks the sound barrier, you wouldn't have, and it would burn up by the time it hit. It would make the boom noise.
But why would it be so prevalent now and not last year? Are you saying that it's maybe a meteorite type of anomaly
Well,
here?
I'm just trying to think if they're describing it as sonic booms or weird booms. It kind of sounds like that type of sound.
And the light flashes, and then the earth will shake and move, and everyone thinks it's an earthquake, but it's not an earthquake.
Oh, so there's a light flash?
There's a light flash that goes down. That's part of the reports. Then they feel the earth shake to its core, and then it subsides.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly.
Fucking weird, right?
Really
Yeah.
If anyone has ever experienced something like that, let us know. If you have any audio of that, please let us know. Hey, Beckett, do you have that song of the local artist that you?
Yeah.
Can you send that to? Would it be better to just send it to you to play it right now, Denny's, or send it to me and I can play it? Would be the best way.
Send me a YouTube link, maybe I can.
Yeah, send that YouTube link.
Okay.
I want to thank people that are sending in.
I'm gonna do my best to get it up here.
It's all good. If it works out, now we'll play it next week. We're down a person. But yeah, if you are a local musician, you write your own music, we want to play it, feature here on the Weird and Whatever podcast. Want to give you guys a platform. Got a lot of great feedback from last week's song that it will be available for everybody to listen to. It's going to be available on our Facebook page, Jason Pennington Facebook page, KVJ, and probably on our Weird and Whatever Instagram if we can put a link on that, Beckett.
Okay.
A couple more quick notes. Have you guys noticed rats more because of the pandemic? We got an email from Theo that says, "Dear Weird Whatever, has anyone noticed that since the pandemic started, rats have been out in full force? I'm talking more than normal, or am I the only one thinking this and seeing this? Have you guys noticed more rats since the pandemic?"
I've never even seen one.
Yeah, I actually have not seen any kind of rat.
In Colorado, I used to see a lot of field mice. They were pretty common. But
Yeah, mice to me is nothing compared to a fucking rat.
I actually think mice are cute. Yeah, it's the rats.
well,
that-
I think if anything, they hide. I don't think they necessarily come out.
You all, you guys out there in the chat room land, have you guys noticed rats more prevalent during the pandemic and through Corona? I personally haven't. No one in this room has. I did look it up, and there are some stories saying that there's more rats out.
Oh.
And the only theory I can think of is people are at home and they're eating more and they're putting out more trash
Yeah, I can see that.
outside,
Yeah.
and that would bring in
For
the
sure.
rat life.
I can see that.
And
sure.
gosh, man, rats do really, really suck.
Yeah, they scare the hell out of me.
Quick game tonight. Let's play a quick game.
Okay.
Some words we've talked about, topics here in Weird and Whatever. What's the first thing that comes to your brain when I say the word? You got 1 second. If you
All right.
wait, I throw a drink in your face. All right, Denny's, you're first. First word that comes to this. Werewolf.
Mummy. Like, I picture they're both at a party having a bash of some sort.
And then you have to explain why you went with that. I love that. That's great. All right, Beckett. Vampire.
Suck blood.
What?
Sucking blood.
All right.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Denny's.
Are we giving you one?
Yeah, give me one. I got a list here, but fucking throw it at me.
Hamster.
Death. Only because I had hamsters and they ate their babies, man. They ate them. And it was awful.
That's horrible.
My friends, they bought their son, who was little, a hamster, and he was all excited about it. And he snuck it into the bathroom with them so he could play with it before he was getting in the bath. And he was laying there, he was there naked playing with it, and it fucking bit him on the dick.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my hamster dick?
Yeah.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, pretty rough.
I hate when animals just all of a sudden do their own thing. I was laying out today. I just had a towel on. I was outside completely naked, but I just had a towel on my privates. I'm just chilling. The sun's hitting me. It's so peaceful. And I feel something jump on my fucking chest. And like a ninja, I flick it off on pure reaction. And I see it slow-mo. It's a lizard. It smacks on the fence and then runs into my neighbor's yard. I go, dude, what the fuck, man?
Oh, lizards, man.
Oh,
It's kamikaze lizard.
I've seen frogs and lizards jump on some random things.
I want to warm up to lizards, man. I just cannot get all in on lizards. I love animals. I love creatures. But lizards.
They creep you out.
Lizards and frogs. I have a tough
Yeah.
time with both of them.
You know what helps, though, about lizards? They eat bugs. So that
Oh.
makes me feel a lot better about it.
I agree.
All right, Denny's your turn. Unicorn.
Oh, I can't think of it.
And I got to throw a drink in your
jeez.
face now.
Oh, jeez.
All right, unicorn.
I almost said Scotland.
All right, take it. Explore that. Why did you say Scotland?
Because I think it's their mascot. I think it's on their flag.
Is that a Virginia fact?
No.
Okay, all right.
I barely ever hear Virginia facts.
All right, Denny's. Or no, you're not Denny's. You're Beckett.
I got that song, by the way.
Oh, great. Thank you. Lizard Man.
Weird and whatever.
That was borderline drink in your face.
That was.
That was borderline?
Yeah, you guys are going too slow.
That one was tough.
You guys got to go fucking quick,
Okay,
man.
it was tough.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Let's see. Full moon.
Cornbread.
Oh,
Well, because a full moon can look like a yellow piece of cornbread. Fuck this, Denny's. You can't tell me. What? I'm wrong?
You're wrong about your own thoughts.
Denny's is giving you an F.
Your own thoughts are wrong.
All right, last one
All right.
for both of you.
Who's going
Let's
first?
say it at the same time.
All right, let's see if we have the same answer.
All right, California raisins.
Good.
Heard it from the grapevine.
Guys. What did you say, Denny?
Good. I like raisins.
I said heard it from the grapevine.
California raisins suck. I'm talking about the
mascots. They were so popular.
They are the shittiest mascot.
They were
of
Oh, they
so
all
were
time.
great. They were
Oh,
so bad.
were
They're
so-
great.
No, chat room and weird whatever weirdos. Let's get this trending. Fuck California raisins. Hashtag.
Oh,
it.
the sunglasses and the microphone.
I liked
Those
them.
guys were cool.
I liked them. I liked the let's all go to the lobby dancing condiment or
Well,
I think
that's
it's
cool.
condiments
Yeah,
and-
that's
those
cool.
were cool too. I thought.
But fuck them California raisins.
Concessions.
Yeah, let's all go to the lobby.
That's all stuff that you don't hear anymore. That was all kind of part of the experience.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear this story? Police were carrying out a welfare check with some dude in Texas because no one heard from him. So when they go to check him, they find skeletal remains in his kitchen, and they are from his son from 4 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah, pretty fucking weird, right?
Some people are crazy, man.
Yeah, and then you go, because they weren't all, they're not releasing all the details. Did he bury the kid and then take him out, or did he kill him and he just left the bones?
So weird.
So I'm so bad when I know dick about decomposition when it comes to the human. Let's say I die tonight and
All right.
no one finds me in a week. Someone comes in here in a week.
You would still be recognizable
Yeah.
in a week.
You'd be bloated.
I'd be
Yes.
bloated, but is my skin already starting to kind of fucking?
No.
All right,
Well, so you keep
it'll
your
be
house cool too.
Discolored.
All right, so let's change the scenario.
It definitely
This
would
is
be
good.
paler and discolored.
And there would be a bad smell.
All right, this is good. All right, so let's say same scenario, but we're changing the date. Someone finds me in 2 months. What is my body looking like at that point?
Horrible smell. Skin starting to come back.
starting to come back, but I'm still pretty Jaybirdish.
We could pick you out of a lineup.
But it ain't a good lineup.
No, it's not a good
All right,
lineup.
6 months and you find my body here.
Very, very...
Are we talking skeletons? Skeletal?
No.
How long does it take for it to be... If you let me out in the woods without...
Well, because you have animals and weather.
So that's where things will mess you up.
That's when you will decompose quick.
Okay, let's take animals out of the game and you're just decomposing. How long does it take you to decompose to your skeletal?
So it says in a temperate climate, it usually requires 3 to several years for your body to completely decompose into a skeleton.
That's fucking
3 weeks to several years. And it all depends on temperature, humidity, if there's presence of animals or insects, if there's water present, submergence in water.
But, I mean, if you died in a house where there's air conditioning running a while...
It's going to take a long time.
Wow. It's crazy.
In 3 to 5 days, the body starts to bloat, releasing bodily fluids. After 10 days, the body will turn from green to red because there's no oxygen and gas takes up residency in the body.
Y'all.
Several weeks after, your teeth and your nails will fall out. And
Y'all, this is weird, whatever. We like to freak your mind at times.
Yeah, well, I never quite broke it down like that.
But I feel like a dumbass because I never knew the answer. I never knew how long it takes for a human to get skeletal. It takes a fucking long time.
It does, because I think it has to be like, think about I mean, sadly you'll see dead birds sometimes or dead raccoons and stuff, and you watch it takes weeks before
and that's with the elements,
and that's with elements hitting it. Yeah Get a big rain.
Well, you guys have a great weekend.
Rats.
And you guys have a happy... No, I'm just
that's how you get presents of rats right there.
Oh my god,
definitely brings rats, man. For sure.
This is a later story, and this will be one of our last clips we play. But did y'all hear and see that tornado out in Texas?
Yeah.
And then they escaped the tornado. They ran into a Walmart, and it was, crazy footage. Here's the audio. This is what it sounded like. Tornado coming through this Texas Walmart. They run for coverage.
Get inside! Get inside! Run! 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 Oh my! Run! Run! Everybody go! Go! Go!
Yeah, I would have handled it. Like, fuck! Shit! Titties! Dick! I was swearing so much.
Oh my god.
That guy was censoring himself. He was good.
He was. You could tell.
I saw a funnel cloud as a kid. I was living in Lake Park, and we were pretty close to the Intercoastal. I was off Park Avenue. If you know where Lake Park's at, there's a street runs real. No one gives a fuck. Never mind, bird. So I'm out there in my yard, and that funnel cloud, my gosh, and it was a pussy funnel cloud, and it was
Terrifying.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Mother Nature.
Man. You'll see him out on the boat sometimes, and you're like, ugh.
Well, a lot of times, sometimes hurricanes spin off tornadoes, and a lot of times, as bad as a hurricane is and can be, a lot of times they say like the carnage is the tornadoes. It's crazy.
Wind damage.
That movie Twister was amazing, by the way.
What do you mean? I'm Bill Pillman and I can talk like this. Country. Yeah, I do love.
I like Twister.
Twister's a corny ass movie,
It
and I
is.
love corny movies, but it's fucking. It's the Top Gun for tornadoes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's coming out May. We got to go see it.
We're doing the Tom Cruise cruise.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on that.
When is that?
It's been rescheduled so many times. That movie also has been rescheduled many times.
May 27th. We're going to do Brightline to the Science Theater with the 16-story thing. We're going to dress up with the jumpsuits, aviators, whole deal. It's going to be blast.
Beckett, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. I love it. Chat room, I want to thank you guys for spending our evening or your evening with us. And I want to thank everyone who sends us emails. Becky, if you want to plug our Instagram.
Yeah, weird and whatever.
Yeah, send if you have messages or a ghost story or a psychic story, you want to get a hold of Vickie,
slide right into that DM.
Slide there or send it to Jason KVJ Instagram. I'm getting them a lot, which is helping us out with a lot of content. So we appreciate that. Last week, a lot of our KVJ Nationers and Weirdos loved the song. I believe it was Lewis who played a very chill vibe. This week, Beckett, who's your friend?
So my buddy Kai Wan, he's recording in a studio. I met him in Wellington. He actually shows as an amateur. I don't know if he's a professional yet, but awesome guy. He's working really hard. He's been in the studio. He's got a bunch of songs. I picked this as one of them. I like his different songs for different reasons. He's got a phenomenal voice. He's the kind of guy at a wedding or an event, he just picks up the mic and belts it out. He's great.
Local. It's original. And if y'all know anybody who's writing music here and it's their own shit, send it to me. I'm going to play it. I don't care what the fuck it is. It can be polka. Nothing against polka. Don't send me no email. All right, guys. This is your boy,
Kaiwan.
All right, guys. Weirdos, enjoy. Have a great night. We love you all. And
Bigfoot is real.
Touchdown. I just want to spin your back around. Tell me how to turn you on. I'ma turn you on. Oh, for tonight. Go with the feeling and do what you like. Come like high, change your life. I'll be your reason, your rhythm, your eyes. See, we don't got time to waste, so no now. When I grab your palm, no waste, let go now. Put that tick-tock, girl, it's all on me. Want that champion, boom, boom, that all on me. When you roll and wine, girl, it's all I need to make me want come back and tell them all stories. That's the feeling I want. That's the feeling I want. That's the reason you want it. That's the reason I'm on it. Love the way you put it on me. Girl, you got all I need. Girl, let me know when you touch down. I just want to spin your back around. I can tell you got a high tide. Touchdown. Just want to spin your back around. Tell me how to turn you on. I'ma turn you on. Oh, for tonight. Let me know I can light up your life. Let's get lit. You can sip. Come chill with Kai. Ain't no reason to trip. See, we don't got time to waste. So no now. Grab your palm, no waste, let go now. Put that tick-tock, girl, it's all on me. Want that champion, boom, boom, that all on me. When you roll and wine, girl, it's all on me. To make me want come back and tell them all stories. That's the feeling I want. That's the feeling I want. That's the reason you want it. That's the reason I'm on it. Love the way you put it on me. Girl, you got all I need. Girl, let me know when you touch down. I just want to spin your back around. I can tell you got a high tide. Crying, mommy, crying, do what you like. Wanna let me know when you touch down. Just want to spin your back around. Tell me how to turn you on. I'ma turn you on. Oh, for tonight. Let me know I can light up your life. Let's get lit. You can sip. Come chill with Kai. Ain't no reason to trip.
Oh, for tonight. Let me know I can light up your life. Let's get lit. You can sip. Come chill with Kai. No reason to trip.